Here's a topic. What is a fiduciary? It's confusing because so many people claim to be a fiduciary, but how do you know if they're really a fiduciary or just someone pretending to be a fiduciary? Stick with us. I'll go over all of that. As a fiduciary, I'm very, very frustrated with the way fiduciary is used in marketing. I hear people, firms, people in the investment services industry claiming to be fiduciaries all the time. I do a radio show around the country, and the other radio shows on the stations that I am on, I keep hearing, I'm a fiduciary, I'm a fiduciary, I'm a fiduciary. There's seminars. I'm a fiduciary, and not all of them. I did a just kind of a head count one time, and I looked at different stations that we do radio shows on around the country, and I looked at the shows that were on the radio stations, and I looked at what is the percentage of the shows on those radio stations. And again, just full disclosure, just the markets that we're in. What percentage of those shows are true fiduciary? It was very, very disappointing. It was about 10%. So about 10% of all the shows were actual fiduciaries. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is they were claiming to be fiduciaries, but then at the same time, they were marketing products where they get commissions. And by products with commissions, I mean annuities, any sort of brokerage product like REITs or variable annuities, but any sort of product. So the idea of being a fiduciary, what is a fiduciary? A fiduciary has a legal standard. They're legally required to put the client's need ahead of their own. They have to work in the client's best interest all of the time. They have to disclose everything all of the time. Any conflict of interest, all of it has to be disclosed. And it's disappointing when it comes to marketing, whether it's radio, whether it's internet, whether it's podcasts, where this word fiduciary gets thrown around. So what I would really like to do is just break it down and make sure that anyone watching understands the mechanics of it. Find out what a true fiduciary is and ask the right questions. So an example that I would give is, let's take firm A. So firm A says they're a fiduciary, and they are doing investment planning, and they sit down with you and they put together a financial plan, and they say, well, hey, listen, we're going to manage these assets over here, and we're going to charge you a fee for those assets. But then on top of that, what we're going to do is we're going to take a portion of those assets and put it over here into a product. Something common would be an annuity. Well, as soon as they move a portion of that over into an annuity, they cease to be a fiduciary because they're taking a commission up front on something that they don't know to be the best for you over whatever period of time that annuity is. Maybe it's a 5-year annuity. How do they know it's the best for you for the next 5 years? But often it's a 10-year annuity. How can they say it's best for you for the next 10 years when they don't know what's going to happen for the next 10 years? And they took a commission up front. And if anybody's trying to do that to me, I would say, well, you know what? I heard, I was watching this guy on the internet, and he said, well, hey, if you promote an annuity to me, why don't you just promote a liquid annuity to me that doesn't pay you a commission? I mean, if the annuity is really that great, and by the way, these products exist, I think a true fiduciary would say, if you like the idea of an annuity, why not use one that doesn't pay the advisor a commission? Why not use one that doesn't lock your money up for 3, 5, 7, 10 years? Why not use one that's, again, liquid? So a true fiduciary is going to be somebody who sits down with you, provides you with all of the investment options that are available to you, and helps you make an informed decision on a fee basis. So as a fiduciary, if you're putting your clients' needs ahead of your own, you're providing them with liquid investments they can get out of anytime they want. The idea is you're working in your client's best interest. So You believe that those investments will help them grow their portfolio. And if your client does well, you do well. It's not you do well whether your client does well or not. It's if your client does well, you do well. If your client does poorly, you do poorly. You're sitting on the same side of the table. Your values are aligned. And moving forward, there's a trust relationship with a fiduciary who's working in your best interest. Thank you for watching. Go to guardingyournestegg.com for your free and objective personal financial plan.